How old was the subject of this book when this car was created? He was already like 20 years old. That's a pretty old car, isn't it? He's a farmer generation. And the theme for this book, the theme for this character in this book is, I would say, please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. Yeah, sympathy for the devil. That's what we got here. The Shadow Man. Yes, there's my shadow. I like the way it works with my glasses. At any rate, I wore the hat just to make the shadow better. The Shadow Man is what Eve Ensler refers to, gives her father has her father describe what the ugly part of him that raped her, abused her, never acknowledged her, refused to even acknowledge her after she graduated college and gave apparently a speech that was wonderful, and she got a standing ovation. So he was basically a shit. And the thing about this book, The Apology, and why it didn't work for me is that she gives him too much empathy. She has too much empathy for him, I guess. She, I don't know, loves him to this day, or to the day when she wrote the book a few years back. It's the apology is for he's apologizing. The structure of the story is he is in limbo. So it starts with this magical limbo thing. He's been dead 31 years, but he's speaking to her from limbo. And all this time he's been in limbo, he's been contemplating his sins, the horrible things he's done to her, and come to see the light somehow, and acknowledges finally her pain. He has empathy for her pain, and it's 120 pages of this, of all in his imagined voice. So it's really a fiction, a nonfiction novel. The structure of it just didn't work for me. I could not suspend disbelief. I found myself floating away from the novel, suspended without disbelief in the way she structured this story, and why she allowed her father, this abuser, this creep, so much leeway, and allowed him to have this a moment of acknowledgement of what went on, and apologize when he didn't in real life. As he was dying 31 years before, he told his wife, the mother of Eve, I want her to be removed from my will. The mother didn't do that and just let him die. But, that's the degree of his hatred, ultimately, for his daughter. And yet, I don't know why she didn't hate him enough to not give him this kind of a legacy. His name was Arthur Ensler, and he was very old. He was not married until he was 50, so he was over 50 when Eve was born in 1953. She's a couple of years younger than me. So we got this really old man, and he was born in 1908. So we have this really old man that she is attempting to inhabit with this writing. And I feel like it really just failed because, one, how do you know what goes on inside another person like that? I mean, I don't even know what's going on inside of me the whole time. How do you imagine the mind of someone who is going to be sticking his fingers inside his young daughter at 5 years old after piddling with her a few more times before that? How do you come inside the mind of a man who, when she's in high school, he has his secretary compile a list. He tells the secretary the things she's doing bad. So he has a list every week of the bad things she's done. She's 16 years old at this point. According to him, he's telling these stories. He's acknowledging what he did in the past and, feeling sorry for it now. So what he did when she was 16, he had this printout list from his secretary. He was some sort of popsicle executive, some sort of high-end ice cream executive in some ice cream company. I don't know. It doesn't really give a lot of information about stuff like that. But so he has this list of all the naughty things, the bad things she's done through the week. So he has her come into his room at 16 years old and read off this list of things to him and apologize for each of them, and then pull down her pants and her underpants and lie down on her bed, or his bed, or whatever bed where this went on. And he takes a ping pong paddle and gives her hard whacks. He says, in this story, that he intended to leave marks, a tattoo of these. So he's hitting her very hard. Each whack for the times, for each of the things that she's done bad, according to him. But yet she writes this, gives him this sort of legacy of, now I realized that what I was doing was wrong and bad, and I feel sorry. I just cannot buy it. He's a total asshole, old school, born in 1908, a really old, misogynist patriarch. And so he is and a narcissist. And I don't think these people ever are capable of seeing what they've done, the damage they do to others. They don't want to see it, they won't see it, and they will never see it. And to give him this kind of a character, it didn't read true to me. And I understand wanting to tell the story. And I understand the need to tell the story about what went on. But the whole structure of this, to me, was just completely wrong, and it's only 120 pages, so I breezed through it in a couple of days. I put on my Facebook that I was reading it, and a couple of my Facebook friends kind of weighed in on Eve. A woman said, she did something with some prisoners or something. I don't know. Can I look it up? She. I'm not going to go into that, but so she tries to do this, and to me it's just all wrong-headed, and I can't imagine trying to go into the mind of somebody who had hurt me. Even like, okay, I'm a boy. I'm a boy in Ohio. Let's say I'm a boy in Ohio, and I'm trying to be friends. I'm 10 years old, and I'm trying to be friends and hang out with the older boys up the hill, and they're 15 years old. And it all ends up with me down on my knees before them and being told to service orally each of them, and say that this situation is something in which we all got caught, and there was a bad scene at home where my parents said, "Did you put his pee-pee in your mouth?" And I'm like, no. But so this guy who has a name WW, of a former president of the United States during World War I think that's enough information. So I don't think I can go into the head of him and his buddies who thought it was okay to take this innocent and probably pretty sweet 10-year-old boy up into the back of the apple orchard and have him try to get him to give each of them blowjobs in front of the others. And I'm not capable of that kind of art that I would want to go into imagining what he was thinking, what they were thinking. It's not possible. And I think that she's trying to do the impossible in this book, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why this sort of fictional theatrical structure was what she chose. It was just a failure for me, and I wanted to like it. I wanted to read a story about something like this, something that goes on in childhood, that goes on with so many people, women particularly, but also men sometimes, boys, either by their parents or by other boys in the neighborhood, as the story I told. So I can't imagine trying to take on the character of an abuser like that. Plus, someone from a completely different generation. Her father was like really, 2 generations back. He was very much some kind of an old school dude from 1908. So to me, this was just a failure. I didn't like it. It didn't particularly offend me in any way, but I just felt no. This is just not good, and I'm on to something else which is so much better already, and we'll talk about that, I guess, next. I'm only doing one book at a time with these. I don't see I'm not going to pile 3 books on top of each other and go one from another as so many booktube people do, which is fine. It's just not my choice and not my way of doing it, because I don't want to try to hold your attention for longer than the 15 minutes that I'm running up against here right now. And I thank you for taking the time to look at my video and taking the time to listen to my thoughts, because my thoughts are important to me, even though I don't particularly expect them to be important to you. And maybe you share my opinion on the apology. Maybe you don't. If you want to comment on the YouTube thing here, maybe we can have a dialogue about it, or maybe we can't, or maybe you hate me because you love Eve Ensler, V now, and you want to boot me off your subscribe feed or whatever. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see what's up next. I have a few things coming up, a couple of books about wars, which I'm going to want to talk to. We'll see how that goes over. Thank you.